regarding immunization. As a result, people are hesitant and even afraid to give immunizations to their children. And the last is eating boiled eggs can cure the COVID-19 virus. The uploaded WhatsApp broadcast photo that was published stated that a newborn baby said that the cure for COVID-19 was to eat boiled eggs only that night. If you don't eat boiled eggs that night, then there is no blessing anymore. The Directorate General of Higher Education of the Ministry of Education and Culture, as well as medical organizations, stated that this information was false or hoax. Ladies and gentlemen, after knowing the phenomenon caused by hoaxes, what we need to know next is how to avoid the hoax. What are the ways? First one is develop your curiosity all the time. Do not immediately spread a news without checking the truth. According to Tom Stafford, a psychologist from the University of Sheffield, we benefit a lot by being more curious or curious. Meanwhile, today's education does little to prevent people's thinking from being open. The second one is check hoaxes with social media. To support the anti-hoax movement, there are many social media that are useful for checking the news, such as on Google. You can use the feedback feeder to report sites from search results if they contain false information. Twitter has a report tweet feeder to report negative tweets, as well as Instagram. And finally, is report to the Ministry of Communication and Information if you find hoax news. If you find news that you doubt is true, don't hesitate to report it to the Ministry of Communication and Information via email aduancontent@mail.cominfo.go.id. Ladies and gentlemen, hoax news is not an ordinary thing. It can have an extreme impact that is even unexpected. So, we, as the next generation of a good nation, let us avoid and eradicate people who spread hoax news because it takes strength, courage to admit the truth. Remember what Warren Buffett has said. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect from cheap people. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So give applause to Dik Nabila. Nabila spent 5 minutes and 40 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Next, Melinda Estianti dari Adu Al-Quran Kendari, nomor urut 19. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time start now.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning. First of all, I say thank you to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the blessing, so we can get here to join speech competition.
Pertandingannya belum dimulai.
Oh, astagfirullahaladzim. Okay, yes, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Now, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. First of all, let's say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessing so we can get here to join speech competition English Expo 2022. My complete name is Melinda Estianti from Integrated Islamic Junior High School Al-Kalam Kendari. In this occasion, I want to deliver a speech entitled Let's Prevent Bullying in School Area. Ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, bullying in school is increasingly becoming a social problem in modern society. School bullying can be defined as the situation which one or more student intended to cause discomfort or harm the other student. Bullying in school is believed to be a normal part of school life. However, people who are normally confident and happy to become self-conscious, bullying in school is believed. According to Goodwin, 2016, there are four types of bullying. First, physical harm. First, physical contact. Of course, when there is unwanted physical contact, can be hand to hand or tripping and throwing items at the others. Second, emotional bullying can be defined as the usage emotional by negatively influencing their mood and psyche. Uh, the third, cyberbully is attached to cyberbully is attached to the evolution of internet and computers. Is attached to the of computers. Computers. Fourth, fourth, verbal bullying. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indonesia, the Indonesian Commission on Child Protection, or KPAI, found that in 2016 there were there were 904 cases of online bullying school against minor. A survey of of 495 high school students in Yogyakarta also found that also found it. Interestingly, around 51.5% of the cyberbullying movement in Indonesia. 10% of Indonesian students leave school because of bullying. 71% of Indonesian students 71% of Indonesian students regard school because of bullying. Movement in Indonesia. 10% of Indonesian in school. I think that's all my speech that I deliver in this moment. I'm sorry if I made a mistake on my own words. Thank you very much for your attention. I close this speech by saying, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Melinda. Melinda spent 4 minutes and 12 seconds. I repeat, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The next finalist dengan nomor urut 20, Fasya Indira Kinesha Aurelia dari Jules Kendari. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute to the participant for prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now.
Say something. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Coba bicara lagi. Hello?
Yes,
Are we audible?
yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
Dimohon untuk peserta atas nama Fasya Indira Kinsya untuk menaikkan sedikit kameranya.
Nah, ya bisa diulang.
Dimohon kepada peserta atas nama Fasya Indira untuk menaikkan sedikit kameranya.
Time's up. Adik Fasya, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who gave us health and blessings so that we can be here today. Salawat and salam we gave to the great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and along with his friends. Thank you for the honorable judges and the honorable audience. And let me introduce myself. My name is Fasya Indira Kinsya Aurelia, and I'm from Jules Kendari. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am standing here to deliver you my speech about the influence of smartphones for students. Speaking about smartphones, what comes into your mind when you hear the word smartphone? According to Ridi Ferdiana, the definition of a smartphone is a mobile phone device with various features. Apart from being a communication tool, smartphones can also be used for business purposes or even learning purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, nowadays, smartphones have become an integral part of our lives. Everyone, including children of every age, seems to own a smartphone. Smartphones help students to stay in touch with their friends and teachers. In case of any problems, social or even educational, they can quickly get the help of friends and teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, the use of smartphones cannot be denied. The use of smartphones have a positive impact and negative impact for its users, especially for students. When it's used right, smartphones can have many major positive effects for students. Smartphones also help students to gain any information they needed on any platform anytime and anywhere. So if students want to know something, they can just look it up on the internet. Students can also self-teach themselves various skills and various hobbies, like learning a new language, learning a new drawing technique, or even enhancing their public speaking skills. Ladies and gentlemen, smartphones certainly have a big influence in facilitating human life. They've made everything easier. But there's also a dark side to these little gadgets. Smartphones aren't always a good thing. The convenience to gain and explore knowledge has made it a useful tool. But at the same time, if students use it for bad purposes, it's going to be a dangerous tool. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most harmful negative effects on students' health. Poor vision, lack of interest, or even forgetfulness are some of the negative things that can happen on students' health. This not only affects their physical health, but mental health as well. Bullying, is one of the most rampant problems in school these days. And with smartphone, it has gotten worse. For example, body shaming and cyberbullying. Ladies and gentlemen, you may wonder how to avoid the negative impact of smartphones for students. Well, students can use the internet for positive means, such as educational means. Students can also use reduce the excessive use of smartphones, so their eyes didn't get too much radiation. Ladies and gentlemen, students can also keep themselves away from those dangerous people online. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end this speech, I would like to conclude that everything comes with a list of pros and cons. From what I said earlier, smartphones have many major positive effects, but it cannot be denied with how powerful the negative impact is if students use it for bad purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end, all of this depends on ourselves. It's okay if students want to use smartphones, but they shouldn't get addicted and forget the time to study. As students, we should be wise in using our smartphones so that the negative impacts can be minimized. Abjit Naskar once said, "It's okay to own a technology, but what is not okay is to be owned by technology." I hope this speech will be useful for all of us. I'm sorry for any words or behavior that's unpleasing to your heart. Thank you so much for the kind attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Fasha. Fasha Indira spent 5 minutes and 20 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Attention, because the time has shown the break time. Therefore, the competition will be continued at 12:45 WITA. I repeat, the competition will continue at 12:45 waktu Indonesia bagian tengah. The competition will be continued. The next finally, Naira Najma Friska dari Elite Team Umu Sobri. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participant to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Time is up. Dimohon peserta untuk mengecek audionya.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Cek audio.
Hello, can you hear me?
Dimohon untuk peserta agar mengecek audionya.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Halo Kamiti, apa suaranya jelas?
Yes.
Oke, kalau begitu. Udah siap.
Now, time is yours.
Bismillah. Did you know? Well, found dead in the seashore because plastic. In the sea, plastic waste already outnumbered zooplankton with a ratio 36:1. Scary, right? Today, I'm Naira Najma Fiska, want to tell you about things that are so close in our life but often forgotten. We all know that plastic waste takes a long time to decompose. It can take up to 1,000 years to decompose plastic in the landfill. Long, isn't it? Most of the plastic waste also ended up in the ocean that caused an interference to the ocean's ecosystem. The conference said plastic waste in the ocean has killed 1 million seabirds, 100,000 marine mammals, sea turtles, and a large amount of fish every year. The next fact of plastic waste in the ocean is that plastic waste particles or microplastic do not only have a bad impact on marine biota. In the long run, humans will also be affected. This happens because humans consume fish and products from the sea. Fish or sea animals cause an interference to the ocean's ecosystem. Has killed 1 million seabirds, 100,000 marine mammals, sea turtles, and a large amount of fish every year. Give a large contribution to the flood. We need to be more aware of the environment and be eco-friendly, or the future generation will suffer. Therefore, there are solutions to solve plastic waste. First, mushrooms. Asparagus tuberculosis is a darkly pigmented species of fungus that thrives in warm habitats. It is nothing special to look at, but it has one property that has made it of a key interest to scientists. The big problem with plastic that is that it doesn't break down or degrade, and which is why we've probably got plastic inside our bodies right now. Finding agents that can break down polymers would help vastly. A group of microbiologists at Quaid Azam University in Pakistan found that Aspergillus mimesis could degrade polyurethane. The fungus secretes enzymes that can break down plastic, and in return, the fungus gets fruit from it by dissolving plastics, said lead author Serm Khan. The fungus could be used to break down plastic in landfill. Second, plastic bank. The plastic bank is a social enterprise which pays an above market rate for plastic waste. People who collect plastic can trade it in for money, items like food, cookstools, or services such as school fees. The project incentivizes people to collect ocean-bound waste that goes into the oceans. The aim of plastic waste is to make bank is to make plastic too valuable to throw away and turn it into currency. The company then sells the plastic onto corporate clients who pay around 3 times more than plastic normally costs. Third, self-awareness to restrict plastic use. Today, let's start to restrict our plastic using in our everyday lives. I know it seems hard, but we can start at the little things. We used to bring our grocery with plastics. Now, let's change it into a goodie bag, tote bag, or a bag that we can use for several times. Besides reduced plastic, those bags are more durable than plastic that can only be used once. We can change our dinnerware too, from plastic to non-plastic material. Rather than buy mineral water, we can bring tumbler. It's healthy and saves some money too. We can also use bamboo straw rather than the plastic. There are many ways to restrict plastic using if we want to buy it diligently. But if it's still hard to not use plastic at all, at least please handle the waste properly. I hope after this speech, we can start to restrict our plastic using. For our children, our environment, and our earth, let's make change from now on. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Naira. Naira spent 5 minutes and 3 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 3 seconds. The next finalist is Aurelia Kumaira dari Expo Bahasa Inggris Umu Sabri. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute, start now. Time's up. To Aurelia, are you ready? I repeat, Aurelia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Kepada peserta yang akan tampil, dimohon untuk memperbaiki kualitas videonya dan audio.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mohon suaranya untuk diperjelas kembali.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Aurelia, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever read fake news in newspapers and on the internet that many hoax news spread everywhere? And have you ever thought that the news you read was fake news? So, I am Aurelia Humaira from Expo Bahasa Inggris Umum Sabri Kendari, and I will share my speech about don't be fooled by the hoax news around us. So, what do you know about fake news or hoax? Fake news or hoax is information that is actually not true, but is made as if it's true. This is not the same as rumors, pseudoscience, or fake news, or even April Fool's Day. Destination of fake news is to make people feel insecure, uncomfortable, and confused. In confusion, people will make a weak, unconvincing, and even wrong decisions. The hallmark of hoax news is that it's distributed via email or social media, which has a greater effect. Contain of hoax that make your readers unsafe or panic. It ends with an appeal for readers to immediately spread a warning to a wider forum. Prevention of hoax is the responsibility of all components of the nation, not only the responsibility of the government. There are a lot of hoax that spread in Indonesia and managed to deceive many people. We can take the example from case of Audrey. So, she reportedly experienced a case of bullying by 12 high school students. She said she was kicked. The assailant also stepped on her stomach and banged her head against rocks. Audrey's case had become one of the world's most popular topics on Twitter, with the hashtag Justice for Audrey. Her story, which was told to experience sadistic persuasion, was enough to garner sympathy from the people at that time. Reporting by a number of media, the truth was relevant. The public had considered that the beating was a hoax because some of the facts relevant by Audrey were deemed inconsistent with what happened. And the result of the postmortem also stated that Audrey was physically healthy. And did you know that so many bad effects of hoax news? The impact of hoax news or fake news can cause divisions between individuals or between groups. This happens because of misinformation obtained and not looking for more credible sources of information. People will also feel confident that the content is true without any element of lies at all. The spread of hoax news often occurs on social media and affects people's mindset. In addition, the impact to other hoaxes is that they can harm people's emotion and finances. This is some of fake news essay. First, fake news can be any news, story, or hoax that misinform people or deceive the readers. Second, social media apps, namely Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Google, are how fake news is growing. Third, as the last, fake news leads to the hijacking of the democracy of any country. And I'm going to tell you how to avoid fake news. First, check sources of information or news. Before trusting the information that is spread to social media or anywhere, we must check the source of the news. For example, such as being spread through WhatsApp groups. But the name of the source is not listed in the news. We have to look for sources of information and the news sources that have been distributed to the group. If the source doesn't excite and news is just made up, then we don't have to believe it. And the second, look at the site address. For information obtained from the website or include a link, pay attention to the URL address of the site in question. If it comes from a site that has not been verified as an official institution, for example, using a block domain, then the information can be considered dubious. According to the press council records, there are 43,000 in Indonesia that plan to be new portals. This means that all have the potential to spread fake news on the internet, which we must be aware of. Third, as the last, is close access to content links or accounts that are intended to be spreading hoaxes. If they encounter hoax information, internet users can report the hoax through the facilities available in each media. For example, in the internet, you can complain about negative content to the Ministry of Communication and Information by sending an email to aduankonten@mailkominfo.co.id. The Indonesian anti-hoax community also provides a data turnback.co.id page to accommodate hoax complaints from netizens. So the conclusion of hoax is don't immediately believe people words. Find out the truth first, don't believe it right away, and spread it to other people too. Later, it can cause divisions between friends. And don't let all the fake news around us. Don't be fooled easily so that it can destroy oneself, others, the environment, and the future. And never try to create and spread fake news if you don't want your future to be ruined. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Aurelia Kumaira. Aurelia spent 5 minutes and 53 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 53 seconds.
Next, nomor urut 23, Helmi Ali Akbar dari SMP Gunung Hideng. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yes. Time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Now time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Helmi Ali Akbar, and I'm a delegation from Gunung Hideng Junior High School. Firstly, let's thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us some mercies and blessings so we can attend here without any trouble and obstacles. Secondly, may salawat and salam was be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from darkness to lightness, from the stupid era to the Kufr's era, namely Islam religion, the true religion in this world and hereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, I'd like to deliver a short speech about smoking, its bad habits in our life. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that smoking is one of daily activities in Indonesian majority of society. Most smokers know the danger of smoking, but they never try to quit smoking. Therefore, we as young people must believe that smoking is bad habits in our life. Then, smoking is bad habits in our life because 3 factors. First factor is consent toxic substance. Second is disease, and the third expensive. Ladies and gentlemen, the first factor is consent toxic substance. We must not take up smoking because it's not good for health. I'm sure you know that there are many substances in cigarette or smoking is dangerous. An example of substance is nicotine. That is very dangerous and can cause a variety of disease. Not only harmful to smoker, too dangerous for us if we are near with a smoker. So, if there are smoker around you, tell him to shoot him for understanding good. Ladies and gentlemen, second factor is this disease such as cancer, fatal disorders, disorder of pregnancy, and its others. One factor of many Indonesian people who die from smoking, and the majority is students. There are many students die because smoking and drugs. It was very disappointing. One of young Indonesian died in a wrong way. Smoking also produces behavioral effects, and that's are bad for smoker, and so many negative effects from smoking. Ladies and gentlemen, then the cigarettes are expensive. Do you know price cigarette is $7,000 and $10,000 or more than that for a single pack? Can you imagine student or smoker how many they spend money to buy a pack cigarettes in every day and count every month, every week, every month, and every year? If one day to buy a pack cigarette is 8,000, so in a week he spent 56,000. In a month he spent 240,000, and in a year he spent 2.88 million. It's only for one pack. How if 2, 3, or 4 pack a day? How many? So much money to smoke. And this led to the economic crisis. And the family Gatan student cannot choose allowance to school. Ladies and gentlemen, smoking is not positive. Smoking is not positive behavior. Smoking is not positive activities for our younger generation. So now, let's say, go learn to quit smoking and be the best for our country, students, and school. So this is all for my speech today. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Helmi.
Helmi spent 3 minutes and 37 seconds. I repeat, 3 minutes and 37 seconds. The next finalist is Anindya Safira dari SMP Negeri 2 Kendari dengan nomor urut 24. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now.
Test. Test. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Memang ini udah di-unmute. Unmute.
Time's up. Adik Anindya Safira, are you ready?
Ready?
So, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon everyone. The Honorable the Adjudicator, the Honorable ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for the opportunity which has been given to me to deliver my speech today by the title Bullying. Bullying is not anything for us to hear. It is an act of intimidating, forcing, suppressing, or even harassing someone who is considered weaker. Well, according to UNICEF, bullying is a spectrum of intentional aggressive behavior or violence that is carried out repeatedly by an individual against one or multiple victims, where there is a real or perceived imbalance of power. Bullying can make someone feel guilty for himself. Most people bullying because they try to make others look bad by making themselves look good. Bullying can happen to anyone, even in adults. Ladies and gentlemen, bullying can take multiple forms. The first one, verbal bullying. It's like teasing, putting down, and insulting. The second is physical bullying. It's like kicking, hitting, punching, or make someone tripped. The third is social bullying. It's like ignoring someone, spreading rumors, or telling lies about you. The fourth is social psychological bullying. It's like threatening, stalking, or manipulating. The fifth is sexual bullying. Sexual bullying is unwanted touch or boozing against someone, picking on someone because of their sexual preference. The last one is cyberbullying. It's like insulting someone in chat rooms, sending cruel or threatening on email and text message, or spreading rumors using mobile phone. Ladies and gentlemen, bullying has many negatively impacts on mental health, sentences, and suicide. The effect of bullying can be long-lasting for the victims. Bullying can cause victims to experience fear, depression, loneliness, anxiety, physical illness, and suicidal thoughts. Data from CDC, Centers for Disease Control, Preventing Youth 2021. One out of five kids are bullied, and 32% of students say that they have been digitally harassed. In addition, the cyberbullying receipt shows that 5.4 million students skip school because of bullying. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how bad the impacts of bullying, especially for today, young generation? Ladies and gentlemen, I will give you an example of sexual bullying happened in Tasikmalaya on July 2022. It really hurts him, not only physical and mentally, but also his psychology. An 11 years old boy died of depression. He was experiencing extreme bullying by his peers. He was forced to sexual abuse animal and the video went viral. The sixth grade boy suffered from depression, which caused him to become seriously ill and die. Well, by looking at this case, I said bullying is never acceptable in any way. Honestly, as students, we usually find bullying at our school environment, right? We sometimes hear our friends to mocking to other friends, body shaming, insulting parents' name, kicking, forcing friends to ask his or her money. These are really bad attitude. Why do you do that? Are you the perfect one? Are you special so you can judge someone as you like? What's the point if you're bullying someone? Remember, God created different people to complement and respect each other, not to insult each other. Bullying someone means you have hurt someone not only physical but also mentally. So, keep your utterance to avoid verbal bullying. Keep and hold your finger to avoid cyberbullying. Stay good in attitude, behavior, and character. Please treat someone the best you can. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are the victims of bullying, you can do these steps. First, do not care about people that bullying you. Second, think positive about yourself. Stay on your feet, try to do your best, and prove them that they have made a mistake for underestimating you. Third, talk your bully problem to your parents, best friends, the teacher, a school counselor, and other school staff. The point is, victims of bullying cannot be silenced and surrender. So, please tell what happened to you. Don't feel alone. At the end, I say, never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be mad at victims. Bullying is horrible thing. So, stop bullying. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Anindya Safira. Anindya Safira spent 5 minutes and 39 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 39 seconds.
Next, nomor urut 25, Lailatul Fauzia dari SMP Gunung Hideng. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participant to prepare themselves. 1 minute time. Start now.
Can you hear my voices?
Yes.
Wait until.
Time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Now, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable the judges, exactly the judges. Ladies and gentlemen, dear brothers and sisters. Firstly, let's thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been giving us some mercies and blessings until we can attend in this happy place without any troubles and obstacles. Secondly, my salawat and salam always be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the lightness, from stupidity era to the cleverness, namely Islam religion, the true religion in this faith and hereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, before I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Lailatul Fauzia, and I'm as delegation from Gunung Hideng Junior High School. In this good chance, I'd like to deliver my speech under the theme, the influence of smartphone for students. Ladies and gentlemen, today's world of students cannot be separated from communication technology, especially the use of mobile phones or cell phones. We know that initially cell phones were only owned by certain groups who really need them for the smooth running of their brain. For example, entrepreneurs who had to routinely control their companies at all times. Here, it is clear that mobile phones really help ease the way. These templates are no longer an obstacle to find out the condition that we need to be known. However, along with the times, mobile phones can be owned by all people, but those who really need it and those who need it less, including students. My friends, currently, junior high and high school students are allowed to bring cell phone to school. Indeed, it is era of globalization. Many students use mobile phones in their daily activities. For example, looking for the information via internet facilities on mobile phones. It is also a means of entertainment such as game or listening to song or music. So, today, mobile phone is no longer just a tool to communicate, but also a tool to create and entertain, but with sound, writing, image, and videos. It can be said that mobile phones have multifunction. My friends, actually, if we want to study further, the use of cell phone is like two sides of a coin. One side is beneficial, one side is detrimental. Beneficial or detrimental, it depends on each individual who uses it. For this reason, it is necessary to use cell phone wisely and in class. My friends, Our main task as student is to study. This means that if the time that has been set for us to study, such as hours in class, then we have to take our cell phones off our hands. Let's not steal the opportunity. The teacher explained that we should be listening. Instead, you'll be playing our fingers on cell phone keys. In addition to our loss of not getting knowledge, we are also sinful because we have underestimated the teacher who has struggled to explain. Isn't that unfair to our teacher? My friends, there are not people who don't like games or games because besides being entertaining, games can also reduce the burden after a day of studying or working. Love is human, but don't make us addicted. Because if we get addicted, it means that our brain nerves have been infected with the game syndrome disease. As a result, in our mind, only playing games that we did nothing else. Things like studying, helping parents, doing chores, and so on are no longer important in our lives. Isn't that dangerous for us as the younger generation? Okay, my friends, actually, there are not a few friends around us who have been infected with the game syndrome. On this occasion, I urge, fight the game syndrome. And how about the method? The method, if you are not someone who is really crazy about playing games on mobile phones, then guys, in addition to being in society nowadays, cell phones have also become lifestyle for young people. They compete with each other to have cell phones that have complete facilities. Ladies and gentlemen, from all that I have said before, it is clear that mobile phones have both positive and negative effects. And whatever the effect, it still depends on the user. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the speeches I can deliver today. I hope the audience can take something useful from my speech. And I say thank you very much to all of you in this room. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Lailatul.
Lailatul spent 5 minutes and 48 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Next finalist is Naila Rizkullah Hafza dari Alfa Pesri dengan nomor urut 26. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now. Time's up. Naila, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Hello, can you hear me?
Mohon untuk peserta yang akan tampil untuk mengecek kembali audionya.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you right now. So, Naila, time is yours.
Bismillah. Ladies and gentlemen, Do you know the thing that makes many people provoke to berate each other? It can be caused by hoax news. So what is hoax news? The existence of hoax news arises from the use of social media that is not wise. Some social media users like to share news that they find interesting to the public without any clarification by problems occur when hoax news reaches a large audience, including teachers and students. Considering that almost all teachers already have gadgets that are supported by the latest communication applications, like why with students like that? Ladies and gentlemen, there are many examples of hoax news that have occurred recently, such as news from AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine causes monkeypox. It is suspected that the news circulated from a number of uploads on social media, Facebook and Twitter, containing claims linking the monkeypox case to the AstraZeneca vaccine. The AstraZeneca vaccine is said to contain a factor of the chimpanzee adenovirus that causes monkeypox. Second, Swedish study on COVID vaccines and DNA misinterpreted say that a Swedish study shows that Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines change recipients' DNA. But the fact is that the study, conducted by researchers at Lund University in Sweden, tested whether the vaccine's DNA could be converted to DNA, and found that this was the case in certain lab-altered liver cell lines under experimental conditions. It did not assess whether the vaccine alters the human genome or what the effects of that will be. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine if we blame someone from concluding uncertain information from rumors circulating. For example, when at school, we hear information that is still not clear from our friends and only see from one point of view and immediately blame that person. From exaggerating which is exaggerated, away from him, ridiculing him, scolding him incoherently, raising the volume at him. Maybe this person is still smiling in front of us, who have ridiculed him, or even his face is very resigned, and some even try to explain the truth. But we cover our ears and don't want to hear it. This person can have a mental disorder because he is too depressed. When he is ridiculed at school, he doesn't have the guts to talk to the teacher, become quiet, and his grades become to slowly decline. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are several ways to avoid hoax news. First, check the source of information or news. A source is credible when it is trustworthy. Sometimes it is hard to determine whether credible sources are trustworthy or not, as voicing an opinion or presenting false information as fact without any credentials or proof is easy for anyone, especially online. Second, check completeness of information. Completeness check will include installation-related items such as coupling alignment, display grouting, self-flash piping, and lubrication, and exclude design-related items such as inflated diameters or cell materials. Last but not least, don't just share. We must not just share it before making sure it's true. Because if we directly share it without clear clarity, we will definitely be one of the people who believe the fake news and share it with others. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that Professor Dr. Daniel Muhammad Rashid said that the biggest hoax news is not spreading fake news, but hiding the truth from the public. Ladies and gentlemen, stop spread the hoax news. I am Naila School Hafzah from Alpha Pesri. Say that wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.
Give applause to Naila. Naila spent 5 minutes 35 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes 35 seconds.
Next, nomor urut 27. Muhammad Ghazali Arkensi dari Bravo Pastry. Before the final perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now. Time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Now, time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, smartphones can be distracting, bad for your health, and even greatly impact your academic performance. When you are anywhere and everywhere, you always expect to keep your phone by your side. But did you know that this behavior can impair your ability to think? According to a research by Dr. Adrian Ward, about 520 students were grouped into three and were tasked with solving a familiar problems. One group had a phone on their desk, another group had it in their pockets and backpacks, and one group had it at their phones in a separate group. Students who kept their phones on their desk performed worse, followed by those who had their phones in their pockets or backpacks. The highest achievers were the students who had their phones in a separate group. In other words, the smartphone can affect every single aspect of someone's life. I am Mohammad Ghazali Kenzi, and I will talk about the influence of smartphones on teenage students. Now, the social aspect. First negative social aspect is peer pressure. Many parents notice that their children constantly ask for the newest or most expensive smartphone on the market. It has emerged as a peer pressure equivalent to smoking or using drugs. Children see their friends or the social circle leaders using the newest version of smartphones. They believe they must have that version in order to be recognized by the group. Another effect is it can affect your relationships. You are using social media platforms to share and update others about their activities. They share everything from where they went to what they ate, and then wait for people to like and comment on their posts. If they don't get as many likes or comments from their friends, they start feeling useless and worthless. Deciding one's self-worth on several likes and comments on social media is public. In terms of the health aspect, researchers found many health problems caused by excessive use of smartphones in young people, and most of these problems are in the long term, impairing their ability to socialize and study. Negative effect of smartphone is that teenagers have a higher probability of having vision problems. Smartphone use is said to cause vision problems in teenagers. According to a study of 30 medical students, 83% of them had cell phone vision syndrome. Stress, redness, or burning sensation, blurred vision, and dry eyes are among the symptoms. Then, teenage obesity may be caused by constant smartphone use. Teenagers who spend more hours per day on smartphones are more likely to become obese, according to a Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health study. According to a study, teens who spend more than 5 hours a day in front of screens are 43% more likely to get less sleep or exercise than those who don't, which leads to obesity. And then the educational aspect. First negative educational effect is the reduced attention span. As rejection becomes the norm, we begin to crave it when it is absent. which is why so many people check their phone screens walking down the street. In one experiment, 94% of Chicago pedestrians using cell phones didn't even notice cash hanging from a tree. Similarly, researchers at Florida State University discovered that receiving a single notification on your phone reduces your ability to focus on a task. Those notifications may be brief, but they can prompt past irrelevant thoughts or mind wandering, the researchers wrote. Furthermore, with phones affecting your relationships, vision problems, or craving for new phones and reduced attention span, it all boils down to greatly decreasing your academic performance. You may not notice it immediately, but you are on your way to an impending doom. But you may ask, how can we help these teenagers who are so distracted by smartphones that they are getting bad grades, relationships, or health issues? Well, here are some things to help. The first thing they should do is resist the urge to respond to text right away, as this can become disruptive in their activities and impair their attention span. With this, it'll help them have better grades and relationships. The second is that they engage in daily physical activity like walking, running, or playing. Encourage them to put their phones aside while engaging in these activities. Finally, they should control how much time they spend on their phones, whether they're at school, at home, on vacation, or even with friends and family. The last thing they should be concerned about is their phones. Take pleasure in everything you do.
Nasrul dari SMP Islam Padu Al-Quran Kendari dengan nomor urut 28. Before the final perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time start now. Time's up. Are you ready?
Yes. Wait.
Untuk peserta yang akan tampil, dimohon untuk mengecek ulang audio serta videonya. Miftah, are you ready?
Yes, I ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the blessing. So we can gather here to join speech competition English Expo 2022. My complete name is Miftah Nasrullah Nasrul from Integrated Junior High School Al Kalam Kendari. In this nice occasion, I want to deliver a speech entitled "Stock Must Be Stopped." Ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, hoax news are stories or information created to deliberately misinform or devise readers. Usually, the stories are created to either influence people's views, push political agenda or cause confusion, and can often be a profitable business for online publisher. There are various types of hoax news. We need to be aware of they are. One, clickbait. This is that are stories that are deliberately fabricated to gain more website visitors and increase advertising revenue for websites. Two, propaganda. The stories are created to, to deliberately mislead audience. Three, satire or parody. Lot of websites and social media accounts publish fake news for entertainment and parody. Four, sloppy journalists. Sometimes the reporter or journalist may publish a news with unreliable information or without checking all of the facts, which can mislead audience. Five, slanted news. Many people are drawn to news or stories that confirm their own belief or bias, and fake news can prey on this bias. Six, imposter content. This is dangerous as it relates to information with no factual, being presented in the style of incredible news or article make it look like legitimate source. Ladies and gentlemen, data from Ministry of Communication and Information states in 2021, there was around 800,000 sites in Indonesia that have been indicated as spreading hoax news. Can you imagine in every day we got a hoax news? This will help you determine your determine the accuracy of the information. The way how to prevent hoax news are look for one, authority. Who is the author and where did the item originate? Number two, accuracy. Information that is accurate and free from errors is considered more reliable. Three, objectivity. Check to see if information is presented with the least amount of prejudice or personal bias. Four, timelines. Is the content you're looking at up to date or the website update regularly, or is it something that is all to look like new information? Five, search. Are there any search in the story? If so, check the reliable or if they even exist. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, hoax news can refer to a diverse range of disinformed or disinformed and misinformed if discovering topics. We have we have to avoid by doing some tips such as look for the author, order, accuracy, objectivity, timelines, and search. Let's talk Fox News. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that all my speech I delivered this moment. I'm sorry if I make a mistake on my own words. And thank you for attention. I close my speech by wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Miftah Nasrullah. Miftah Nasrullah spent 6 minutes and 1 second. I repeat, 6 minutes and 1 second.
Next, nomor urut 29. Keisha Salsabila Widianto dari SMP Islam Sabilillah Malang. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participants to prepare themselves. 1 minute time, start now.
Okay.
Kelihatan.
Persiapannya mulai sangat gitu ya, sampai cerdas.
Time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Plastic. It's small, but a monster. Hello everyone, my name is Keisha Salsabila and I'm from Sabilillah Islamic Junior High School now. Ladies and gentlemen, I ever coming to one beach in Kalimantan. Yet, you know that Kalimantan is not so full of people, and there are so many beaches. So, my expectation about the beach is really high. In my mind, because not many people there, so I can more enjoy the beach. But unfortunately, there are so many plastic waste, like plastic straws, food wrappers, and also drink bottles. It's so far from what I thought before. Not just then, I often experience the same thing in other places. So, believe that a plastic waste can make a beautiful place dirty and disgusting. Plastic is used because it's easier, simple, and also efficient. But unfortunately, it has a bad impact for the environment. Greenpeace estimates that 12.7 million tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year. Not only that, plastic can also block water absorption and sunlight so that it reduces soil fertility and can cause flooding. However, the big problem is about decomposition. Plastic is something that non-biodegradable. Plastic is estimated to take 100 to 500 years to decompose completely. It's a long time, and unfortunately, the number of plastic waste every year is increasing. Imagine we should have a big space as a place for plastic waste. At the same time, the number of people on this earth is increasing. Of course, we need more space for many buildings. But because of plastic again, we can't get it. So remember that the more plastic we produce, the impact is getting bigger. Because all of the effects will end in humans. So how long are we going to keep it to reduce plastic but there is no action? However, the processing of plastic waste, it still has a bad impact for the environment. So the best action that we need to do is reduce. It's a small thing, but give a big impact for our life. Although it's a simple thing, but not as easy as we think. How the way we manage plastic usage. Don't think too much, just do it. Imagine that our friends, family, and other people around us do the same thing. It has a big impact for our life in the future. In other way, we have to buy something in large quantities. This is not waste, but you can buy it if you are really need in your daily life and it's finished. So we can wrap it with cardboard. But if you want to buy something in small quantities, you can also bring shopping bag from home. And the most important one is don't use disposable container. Try to using bottle and lunchbox from home whenever and wherever you go. Don't add the number of plastic waste with plastic bottle, but remember to use it wisely. And honestly, I'm not really agree that if we want to use a plastic bag in mini market, we have to pay because people will prefer to pay for it. But you can also reuse and recycling the plastic that you have in your home. It can more useful and helpful. We can turn plastic into flower pot, pencil cases, or eco brick. So use the things that you have. All the things that you do, it has a big impact for our life in the future. That's all from me. Many thanks to all of you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Keisha. Keisha spent 5 minutes and 1 second. I repeat, 5 minutes and 1 second. The next finalist is Musriandi Setiawan dari SMP Negeri 29 Rumbia. Before the finalists perform, we give 1 minute for the participant to prepare themselves. 1 minute, start now.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
16 detik.
Time's up. Adik Musriandi, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Musrandi Setiawan, and you can call me Andy. I'm from Bombana, and I stay here for my school. My school is Junior High School 29, Rumbia. Now, I want to talk about the danger of smoking and drugs for teenagers. Nowadays, it is really for teenagers to achieve smoking and drugs a date with their curiosity. Smoking and drugs consumers
has been increased in the recent years. From the data of the research and development from Polri found the students of junior high school, senior high school, and university students occupy the highest number of smoking and drugs use, which is 17% of the user. It is a frightening number. So, in this opportunity, I will explain the effect of consuming smoking and drugs. Smoking and drugs has many negative impacts for our body. Imagine, this many students in outside are smoking and drugs. And moreover, there are many of them, their body are broken because of smoking and drugs. And also, there are many of them dropped out from the school by the teacher because of smoking and drugs. They don't care about the impact. They don't think that if smoking and drugs will make their heart broken. First, let's talk about the danger of smoking. Smoking is very dangerous for our body because it can make our lungs will be black and it make us hard to breathe and our throat will be apparated and make us can't speak and risk of cancer, asthma attack, and infection eyes. According to Dr. Deva Bhatia says that if they know the impact, but they don't think about that, they still smoking. Even though in the cover of the cigarette, there is information about the impact of cigarette. For example, this is as my experience. I have a friend. His name is Dimas. Every day, he always smoking. But after I tell him if smoking will kill you and make your body will be broken, and he's scared. Start from that day, he stopped smoking. But he hard to stop because they get addicted to smoking and make their heart to stop smoking. Second, let's talk about the danger of drugs for teenagers. Same with smoking, drugs has many negative impact too. Drugs has many negative impact too. They don't care about the impact because they just think that if drugs will make them happy, but it's just for a few months, then they will get the impact. When they drugs, they will feel very dizzy, and then they will sleep for an hour. And when they wake up, the eyes will be red. And that's the impact from smoking and drugs. Moreover, smoking and drugs make many people and students get addicted. And I think that's it for me. And thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give applause to Musriandi. Musriandi spent 5 minutes and 14 seconds. I repeat, 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Next,
Nomor urut 31, Aas Firmalisa dari SMP Negeri 1 Kendari. Before the finalist performance, we give 1 minute for the participant to prepare times themselves. 1 minute time start now.
Hello.
I'm Misaf. Aas Firmalisa dari SMP Negeri 1 Kabaina. Are you ready?
I'm
Diharapkan kepada peserta yang akan tampil untuk kembali memeriksa audio serta videonya. Mohon maaf, kami himbau kembali kepada peserta yang akan tampil agar menyalakan kedua device-nya.
Ada Mika? Bisa bicara, Mi? Mohon perhatiannya, kami ulangi untuk peserta yang akan tampil untuk segera memperbaiki audio serta videonya dan juga diharapkan untuk mengaktifkan kedua device-nya. Terima kasih.
Jaringan udah bagus. Oke.
Hello.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hamid, who has given to me today to deliver a short speech. I'm representative of SMP Negeri 1 Kabaena. I'm Aas Kurmalisa. Good evening, gentlemen, and also the judges. Thanks to God for this. Thanks to God for this grace we can all together on today. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity given to me today to deliver one or two words about what news must be stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we have all had and even used social media, right? Social media is certainly familiar to our lives, especially to teenagers. Social media is online media that supports social interaction. Social media is currently high-tech, practical, and easily available. Only with an internet connection, we can already access social media. At present day development of social media applications such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Line, and so on are expressing very good development among teenagers and adults. On social media, we can also receive various information. But the advancement of information technology on social media not only has a positive impact, but also has a negative impact. Submission of information is so fast that everyone is easily produced information. And information that is from several social media such as Facebook, Twitter, or mobile phone messages such as WhatsApp, and others that cannot be filtered properly. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we must be more careful in using and receiving information circulating on social media. The reason is not all of this information can be verified, and there are many ways of the spread of news that are not true or which we can call false. Especially for teenagers who often access and use social media almost every time. Itself is an attempt to check or osmate readers, listeners in order to believe something, even though the reader of the fake news knows that the news is fake. One of the most common examples of false reporting is to claim an item or even write a designation that is different from the actual item event. Therefore, we as God those adolescents must be more careful in receiving messages of information circulating on social media. It's better if we filter the